Hello, welcome again to this live session, which are conducted weekly. And I record this session and then I upload it on my YouTube channel. The link of YouTube channel is at the WinBioCV here. So today is a special session in which I will also talk about the GATE results and PhD MTech interview guidance and week 7 practice, assignment practice of the course Biochemistry NOC 2023 CY30, which is there in the NPTEL portal. So before delaying further, without delaying further, we will go forward to the lecture. So what are the content of this live interaction? First, I will introduce myself, then the course introduction, and what about the live sessions. Then the GATE exam result was declared yesterday evening at 4 p.m. And there are many questions out there. Like students have asked me on my social media handle, my professional account. They have texted me personally also and commented somewhere. So then the most of them are confused about how to apply for PhD and then what are the scopes in in India for this PhD and then what are the scopes outside for MS with this GATE score, whatever they have achieved. And this session is also uh, this session is also important for those who could not clear GATE exam. So, and what are the options for them? And if they want to enroll for PhD, what are the different options for them if they don't have the valid GATE score? Then, moving forward, we will talk about the revision of week 7 topics and few sample problems. Then we will also take the live doubt clearing sessions so that if you have any doubt related to the course content, if you have any doubt related to the current assignment, that we will discuss and we will try to solve them. Then the importance problem, sample problem, and that will come in the GATE Excel or GATE BT examination. So who I am Karan Kumar, Senior Primary Research Fellow at IIT Guwahati. This is my email ID. You can always send me your email. Send me the email related to your doubts regarding career guidance or anything, or the course content, anything you can send. This is my website. You can log on to www.iitg.ac.in Karan18 to know more about me and my ongoing projects. Then I have completed my BTech from in biotechnology from NIT Calicut, and these are my professional handle: LinkedIn, ResearchGate, and Google Scholar. I will be sharing this PPT link at the end of when I upload the recording. That time I will upload this PPT also. So then you can access these all links. Then this is biochemistry course, and now we are in week 7. Course instructor is Professor Swagata Dasgupta from IIT Kharagpur Department of Chemistry, and I am from IIT Guwahati. So now coming forward, congratulations to all those who cracked GATE examination, but don't stress if you could not, because GATE is not the last resort to get enrolled in any MTech or MSc or your uh, PhD program. There are different exams are there. So I would like to know who all are here who have joined and they appeared for GATE examination. Are there anyone who appeared for GATE examination? Anyone who appeared for GATE examination? Yes, Alisa, please unmute yourself and you could interact if you have any doubt related to it. What was your feedback on GATE
Yeah.
exam? Yes, Alisa, yes. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Myself, Alicia Ansari.
Yes.
Sir, I appeared for this 2021 23rd, and
Okay.
I applied in biotech as well as in life sciences.
Very good, very
And
good.
after applying I just got the result tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
in that, according to the scale of qualifying, I have qualified it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is not written that I have qualified, but according to the marks that are written
Marks that you
based
have
on
listed.
the
Yes.
OBC and general, yeah. So on basis of that, it is cleared. It is showing that it's clear. So I
Okay, okay.
have doubt
Very
that,
nice, very
sir,
nice.
I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
pursue PhD as my background is from
Yes.
I'm doing MSc bioinformatics. So I want to do
Okay.
PhD further in some domain of AI or machine learning or something in bioinformatics only. So for
Okay.
this, sir, is there any criteria like does the rank also matters in applying for PhD?
No, 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 no. That doesn't matter. Actually, now when once the GATE school card is available for everyone, then like most of the IIT, they will float the this enrollment the application form for applying for PhD, like PhD position. So and then you have to check your percentile score. Like the percentile score also go very low, for applying in any IIT or in any NIT. Okay, so uh, rank doesn't matter because I have seen the persons who have got high, like very good gate score, very good rank, and they could not get into the IIT for like PhD for pursuing PhD. And I have seen some more such students who got very less rank, and then also like they could able to clear the exam. Most of the IIT they have their entrance examination, like most of the good IITs or NITs they have the PhD entrance examination at their when they select their application. If they shortlist you for the application form, your application form, then they will have a kind of a 3 round testing. One they will call you, then they will have one written test like IIT Kanpur, then IIT Madras, the top 7 IITs they conduct a separate objective type question set based on their criteria. So if you clear that examination, the marks is also the cutoff mark is also very low. So if you clear that, then you will go for forward in like forward in for a different phase like interview phase and other phase. So for getting shortlisted, these AIR and marks doesn't matter. It doesn't matter much because their shortlisting criteria is very low. But you have to check that when they float the application form, like when they float the call for application, then you have to is like very carefully read the instruction, and then wherever you are applicable, you just apply. You don't think about whether the college is very good or bad. You just apply, you try your luck, and I hope everyone will be able to get into it. Of course the seats are limited, yeah, but that is there. The rank and all these things don't matter when it comes to get enrolled in PhD, like in very good institute, because they have the separate selection criteria apart from the gate. Okay, and
Okay,
also if
sir.
you are not,
Sir,
yeah, yes, yes,
sorry to interrupt, sir. Sir, I just wanted to also know that do does it also affects about the proposal statement or SOPs?
yes, yes, you need to make like that all things I will tell in later in upcoming slides. I will mention all the things whatever you require for different if you want to apply for PhD abroad, if you want to apply for PhD in India, if you want to apply for IIT, NIT, everywhere the requirements are different. So I will tell in the subsequent slides. I will clear all those doubts. So yeah. So like stay here. And the another things like what all options that are there for after gate examination.
Sir, I just only noticed that after clearing gate, I can, get involved, apply for some PhDs, or there are some research intern positions that require some projects that require gate or JRF
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a qualification. So that depends on
Yes,
the
yes.
topic, project topic, and
Yeah,
the
that.
duration. They are
Yes, yes,
available.
yes, yes. Definitely, definitely. These things are the selection criteria, like shortlisting criteria. But the things are much more after the gate exam also. So don't be kind of surprised. So just try your luck, and then you just try your best in getting enrolled somewhere. So the things that I want to ask here, like here the first question that I got from the many like different students, that how and where you can apply for PhD position with your GATE score. So you can apply, like I am specifically talking about the biotechnology BT and Excel life science. Okay, because I am from the biotech background, so I will be talking about these two area of the GATE only. So where all you can apply in NITs for PhD position, you can apply for IITs, you can apply for central universities, then you can apply for some autonomous institutes, like very good institutes such as TIFR. If your rank comes under 1 to 100, 1 to 100, or there are some more different criteria also. If your AR comes under 1 to 100 or 1 to 200, then they directly call for TIFR interview or NCBS interview. Uh, because TIFR, these are the like premier institute in India for fundamental research, TIFR, ISOs, then top IITs, so and ISC, of course. Then these all institutes, they also have the separate examination apart from GATE. So TIFR conducts JEE. So if you don't qualify that, if that channel is not for you, then you can also go through GATE score. They will call you for interview, then they will have interview for you, and then if you qualified that, if you qualify that, then you will be able to enroll for the PhD program at these premier institute such as TIFR, ISR Pune, NBRC. There are many institute. So like and if some BTech students have joined this session, and if they will be watching the recording on YouTube, then there is also a provision. I don't know if many of you know about it or not, but there is also a provision of direct PhD in IITs. Like direct PhD means you don't have to wait for your masters. If you have completed 4 year 4 year program of BTech or some 4 year program of bachelor's, then you can, and you have cleared GATE, then you can directly apply for PhD program. You don't have to wait for your MTech or any master's program. You can, and those positions are there, and there are not much difference of the direct PhD program and regular PhD program. All the test and everything will be same. Okay, and based on your GATE score, you can get shortlisted for these uh, like interview program and other things. So what are the cutoffs for getting interview call letter from renowned institute? As far I know, premier institutes like top 7 IITs, they they send the call letter if you have gate score from around maybe from top 1000 to 1000 to maybe, so that varies from institute to institute. Like there is in MTech enrollment. Like they can call you till 450 gate score. Like out of 1000, if you have 450, if you have scored 450, then also there is a probability that you will be like invited for the PhD interview. And there you will have a separate, like, and once you are shortlisted in any institute, once you are shortlisted for like a PhD entrance examination in any institute, then whatever the person is, whether he is AIR1 or he or she is AIR 450, everyone will be treated same. There are no matter of like ranks. Once you are shortlisted, then you have to give your best in their entrance examination and subsequently in interview. Because clearing a exam does not mean that you are prepared for PhD. I have seen some people who scored from AIR 1 to 100, but still they could not clear the entrance examination of some institute like IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay. So getting the rank is fine. If you have lower rank, then also you can get shortlisted into some premier institute, because the interview in so what all they ask in interview, that I will tell in like upcoming questions. So what all steps that you should take now before application starts? So you have to prepare a very fine tuned research proposal. Research proposal is must to get you evaluated. Research proposal is must. You should have this very strong research proposal if you want to get shortlisted in premier institutes like top 7 IITs, IISc, TIFR, NCBS, IISER Pune, and different IISers. I might miss out some of the good institutes, but there are plenty of institute, very good institutes. So do apply for everyone there, like in every department. In like if you have a BT score, because many of them have confusion that if they have BT or Excel, they are only eligible for the biotech department. No, you are not only eligible for biotechnology department, but you are also eligible for some more department or center which IITs have, such as Center for Environment, Center for Energy, Center for centers are meant by center I mean interdisciplinary research, interdisciplinary research, IDSC. Okay, interdisciplinary science and engineering. If you are like just now Alisa was talking about, like she did her MSc in bioinformatics, if I have correctly heard. So she want to get enrolled in AI and ML kind of allied area. So yes, see, you can enroll in this area, and some of the institute, some of the good IITs does offer this opportunity uh, to we get shortlisted in this area. Like you can go for the some centers or department, interdisciplinary department. If you get shortlisted based on your grade score, then everything will depend on how you perform in your interview. You The first thing you need to make before start for applying, because the application will start from now onwards. When once the gate core card is available, then you have to check each and every institutional website and see whether the applications are already started or not. If they are started, don't wait for the like deadline. You just start applying. And in India, you need research proposal in good IITs or in ISC also. Research proposal. Then you should have a strong CV. A strong CV means in your in your masters or bachelors, if you have done good internships, that will help you a lot to stand out from other like other profiles. If you have good internship, if you have good scholarship during your masters or bachelors, and what are your publication profiles, if these things are not there, still don't worry, you are still eligible for this kind of position. But I'm just telling that why strong CV is required, because that based on that your application will stand out from the different people. Because uh, if you have less score in gate, then these things will help you: the research proposals, curriculum vitae, then your research exposure, your technical knowledge. Because gate exams are, these competitive exams are very generalized. They ask a question from lot of area. But when you are applying for PhD, then you should know what are your interest area, and you should be thorough in this, in that area. That is why IITs don't only invite the applications from top rankers. they they also invite because they know, like if I am interested in cancer biology, or if I am interested in some molecular biology techniques, and I am very much thorough about it, I might lack in some different area. But gate exams, these competitive exams, take the question from every area. So if you have, even if you have scored less, then also uh, you will get shortlisted, and then your the questions, interview questions, will be based on your research interest. Because PhD is a long commitment, so you should be highly motivated uh, to pursue it. So that is what is being tested in in your interview of PhD entrance examination. So so what do you need before applying? You should have a strong CV. Like, you should prepare your CV well in good format. Then you should prepare your research proposal. You should have all the documents handy, prepare a folder. And then in most of the application, you will find a question: your research motivation. Why you, and one thing you will find is what is your research motivation. Research motivation is nothing but your research proposal. It is kind of a SOP that you apply when you apply abroad for PhD position or MS position. There they ask SOP, statement of purpose. That is similar to the research motivation. Second thing, they will ask why you want to join our institute. Then these questions are very general. You need to identify some of the good faculties there. You go through the website, you check, because PhDs are not just mere degree course where you go and complete your syllabus, you complete everything, and then you will be done and you will be rewarded a degree. PhD in PhD, you have to narrow down, and you want to generate a knowledge gap, and then you want to answer your questions there based on the knowledge gap that you have generated using reading the different research papers. So what you need to do, you just summarize all these things, and then you prepare a strong motivation. Then if you are applying for an institute, then you go and check what all instruments are there, then who all are working in this in the department where you are applying, and what are their scientific interest area of interest. And then you compare yourself whether your area of interest lies with their area of interest, and then you approach them. How do you identify the research area interest of them? You go to their Google Scholar profile, their website if they have, and search their papers, recent publications. You read those recent publications. That will also help you when you are writing a research proposal. Okay. So how to prepare for a successful PhD entrance exam interview? So this question I was getting a lot. how to prepare for a successful PhD entrance exam interview. So how you want to prepare? You prepare first thing first. You need to identify which are your three favorite subjects, because this question will be asked in all of the interview. In most of the interview, you will be asked which is your area of interest. First thing, which is your area of interest. Then they will ask what are your three subjects, three top subjects in which you are very much comfortable. In which you are comfortable. So you need to identify which three subjects are your strength, because they will be asking question from there. Instead of ask, because till now in your bachelor's, in your masters, you have read a lot of subjects. Many different subjects. But when you are coming boiling down to your PhD, then you have to select one area, and for that you need for that they need to access you, like they need to assess you based on, if you say that molecular biology is my favorite subject, enzyme kinetics is my favorite subject, then they will ask the question from that area, and that will give them the right platform to assess your performance. So identify which three top subjects are there in which you are comfortable. From there, if they ask the question, then you will be able to answer. Another thing that you need to keep in your mind, that uh, don't try to answer all of the question, whether you know or not. You attempt only those questions which you know. That is what you might have followed the strategy in GATE examination also, because there is negative marking. When there is negative marking, then we restrain ourselves to not attempt the question which we don't know. But when somebody is asking the in interview question, then you must remember that the person who is asking, he knows better than you. So don't try to fool around. You only attempt those questions. If you don't know, you just straightly say, sir, I don't know about these things. So if, sir or ma'am, I don't know about these things. If allowed, then I will try to like frame my answer based on understanding that I have, and then go ahead if you want to try that question. Otherwise, just don't try to impress them. If you try to impress them by just saying any answers, then they will kind of think that you are fooling them. Okay, so in interview, you must uh, restrain yourself to answer such questions which you are very much confident about. If you don't know, you just say I don't know, sir. And there, in some of the interview, they will ask, and they know that you might not know the answer of this question, but still they will ask those questions. Then how to tackle those questions? You first say I don't know, sir or ma'am. Then you say then you say it might be possible that based on the understanding that I have, this might be the answer. Then you go like that. So it will give a good impact on them. Like even if they don't know the answer, then they are kind of trying to find the answer based on their logical reasoning. That is what they want. So this was the question, how to prepare for a successful PhD entrance examination. And you, and in most of the good institute, they won't go in they won't go like a very advanced topic in your interview. They will ask you fundamental question, and they think they already know that the person is coming from the bachelor's or master's, so he might not be comfortable in very very diverse area. So they will ask very fundamental questions to you. You try to revise all the fundamental subjects such as microbiology, molecular biology, basic techniques you must know. If you are interested in some AI ML or in some different uh, bioinformatics, then you must know the fundamental of those techniques. And another thing, another important thing, if you have disclosed in your application form that you have done such and such internship or such and such training or such and such project you have performed, then do expect the question from there, because they will ask you question from your previous projects whatever you have done. They need to know whether while performing the project you were aware what you are doing, why you are doing, and how you want, how you interpret your results. So these things, before going to interview you must revise your all projects whatever you have proposed in your all projects whatever you have mentioned in your uh, application form. You must revise all those and try to find out the answer of the hidden question. Okay, so that is my suggestion, how to prepare for a successful PhD entrance examination. Then how to apply for PMRF after that, that I will tell you later. What is PMRF? How many people know about PMRF? Who all are here right now? Who all know PMRF? What is PMRF? Anybody aware about it? If they know, if any one of you know, you can unmute yourself and then get that. Okay, if you don't know, no problem. I will tell you. PMRF right now is the highest paying stipend in India and the most prestigious one. To know more about it, what are the different uh, selection criteria and what are the perks and benefits of getting enrolled in PMRF program, you go to the PMRF.in website. Okay, and in when you go through this website, you will know many things about it. So these are the PMRF granting institutes, a few top universities, all 23 IITs, IASC, all 7 ISERs, and one NIT, which is NIT Trichy. Okay, these are the PMRF granting institute. So what is the perk of PMRF? The fellowship amount is very handsome. So in first year you will get 70,000. Second year also you will get 70,000. In third year you will get 75,000 per month. Fourth year you will get 80,000 and fifth year you will get 80,000. This is the highest stipend given to any PhD scholar uh, till till now in India. And apart from this, you will also get a research grant of 2 lakhs per year, total of 10 lakhs to carry forward your research. And the tenure of fellowship is will be 4 years for the PhD student who are there in the integrated course, and 5 year for those PhD scholars who have joined directly after BTech. Okay, so how to apply for it? And normally to tell you how much stipend in regular PhD scholar like from GATE sponsored or CSIR-NET sponsored you will get. That is for 2 years when you are JRF. To a JRF means when you are junior research fellow. From first year and second year, you will get 31,000, and then after your review and all everything, if you are satisfied, if your review panel is satisfied that whether you have performed well in your last 2 years, then your fellowship will revise, and from third year, fourth year, and fifth year, 5 years you will get stipend, and third year, fourth year, fifth year you will get 35,000. And if you compare that with the PMRF fellowship, that is very much high, right? It is a kind of like you will get a salary or a kind of job. So, but if the government is paying this high stipend, then they will also expect much deliberation from you, such as these are the deliverables. Your performance will be evaluated every 6 months, and then you have to teach once in a week in your apart from your PMRF granting institute and apart from your regular TA courses, such as I am taking the NPTEL sessions. So, and there are other regulation, the like the review is also very stringent and very kind of tedious. So the selection criteria is there are two different channels. One is direct entry channel. You cannot directly apply after gate, or you must based on your gate score you must get enrolled in PMRF granting institute. Out of this all PMRF granting institute, if you are enrolled in any of these institute, from there you can apply for PMRF fellowship. This is the must criteria that you should be enrolled in any of the PMRF granting institute. And then there are two mode after that. One is direct entry channel and another is lateral entry channel. Okay, in direct entry channel, you read through these criteria. Okay, you go through these criteria and then evaluate yourself. Once you get enrolled in your PhD program in PMRF Granting Institute, then you read through this different mode and prepare your application accordingly. Okay, so these are the broad areas in which you can apply. And currently, the nodal coordinator is IIT Madras for PMRF, and this was the PMR. This was regarding the PMRF fellowship. Now, uh, is the direct PhD program is different than the regular PhD program? No. PMRF fellowship program is also not different. The only different thing is that you will get a higher stipend based on your performance. If let us say if you are awarded with PMRF fellowship, that might be discontinued if your performance is not met when you are reviewed. Okay, so direct PhD program in most of the IITs they offer this thing. Most of the IITs they offer, and some of the IITs such as IIT Gandhinagar they also pay you more than what is there. In IIT Gandhinagar they pay more than the regular stipend just after gate score based on your based on your performance and kind of review performance and your PhD selection performance. They also pay you in regular IITs if they pay for 35,000 for SRF and 31,000 for JRF. The IIT Gandhinagar might pay you around 40,000 for SRF and 35,000 for JRF. So the stipends are also higher in some of the institute. Do check the PhD program regulation and other things when they float application. There is no central application to all IITs. You have to apply individually, and that too in individual department. You and if you have qualified your gate score in your BT or Excel, that doesn't mean that you are only eligible for biotechnology. You must check your eligibility in different department also, because in interdisciplinary area the various department collaborate in that center, and then they take student from that center also, and you might be selected in environment, but your faculty will be from biotechnology department, and you will be able to perform all the experiment, all the facility if the institute allows you. Okay, so what are the registration fee and stipend rate? Stipend rate I already told you. Registration fee registration fee is this varies from like in different institute, and that varies in IITs. If you go for PhD program, like registration fee will vary from 45,000 45,000. In like first semester they will ask you for some cost and deposit and all, so that is why the it is higher. But in regular registration fee, if you want to know, that in per semester that varies from 35,000 to 55,000 per semester. In various different institutes, this registration fee is different. That includes the hostel and mess charges. Okay, if you are staying in hostel, and if you are married, then you will be exempted from this hostel fees. And you in some of the IITs they also give married scholar hostel where you can live with your spouse or husband or wife, anyone. So like that, there are such provisions also. So can we apply for PhD without clearing gate? Yes. This is the most important question for those who could not clear the gate examination. So there are two different mode. Either you go either you go for the different entrance exams such as CSIR, DBT, JLIS, JNU Seed. There are a lot more examination. Through that also you can get enrolled in PhD. Even if you do not clear these exams, then also you get enrolled in PhD program. One of such scheme is self-sponsored. Some of the IITs also give you this option, self-sponsored PhD. In self-sponsored PhD, uh, what you need to have, you need to get shortlisted and then you appear for interview. If the faculty selects you, if the faculty is kind of very much impressed by your presentation, everything, then you will be offered the self-sponsored PhD. Uh, am I audible? I guess my internet connectivity is there. The problem with my internet connectivity. Am I audible?
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
you are
I hope.
audible.
Okay, okay. So that's what I was talking about. That you can also go for the self-sponsored PhD or QIP program. For those who are already there teaching in some institute using your CSIR LS rank, CSIR LS or different program. If you are, hello, again, I am getting connectivity. Okay, fine. I hope I am audible now. So another mode is QIP program, quality improvement program. Through improvement program, also you can enroll in PhD program in IITs or in some different renowned institute, such as for this for getting for being eligible for QIP improvement program, you need to have a like faculty position in some private institution or in any central university. If you are a faculty there in your institute and your institute have collaboration with the particular IIT in which you are interested to pursue your PhD, so there with the memorandum of understanding and the interview and everything, you might get enrolled using the QIP program. So be aware of this QIP program if you have not cleared gate examination. But the one and only criteria here, because the name only disclosed quality improvement program, which means you should be a faculty in some institute, and your institute is having like this provision that you go and pursue your PhD in some IITs. And in that case, your institute will pay you some amount, and the host institute where you will be pursuing your PhD, that will also give you some amount. So uh, some amount as a stipend. Okay, so these are all the different routes of getting enrolled in PhD program if you have not cleared GATE examination. Okay, are there any doubt based on these questions? They you might like you may kind of unmute yourself and ask the question. Apart from this question, if you have any question based on PhD entrance examination, interview examination, then what grade score you need and all these things. Anything you have in mind?
Sir, one doubt that I had that when
Yes.
IITs start their application and for every department we get the eligibility in this department this is some seats are available there. Will they also specify the project topic also, or
No,
that is our choice?
project topic will not be defined, but the department will float like normally the PhD applications are out in two time. One for the like July cycle. You can get enrolled in PhD program twice a year. One in the July cycle, another is December cycle. December cycle. So for July cycle, your application will be out by in most of the IITs just after the gate exam result. They will start the application, and that will go up to that will cover up to the different entrance examination also. So the application will start from probably by March, start of March. Most some of the IITs might have started already the PhD application form, and from March to this will go up to March to April or May, mid-May, and then your interview will be conducted in May. Interview and all the entrance examination. These all date will be there from April to May. That varies from institute to institute and from department to department wise also. Like within the department, the different within institute, different department also will hold the different PhD interview timing or like entrance examination timing and date differently. That is based on totally on institute. Okay. And what was your another question?
Okay, so that means that we have to you priorly see that what work is
Yes.
going on in that department.
Yes. That is for like if you want to join for some JRF and everything, then for that you need to search the faculty, and that is must. You should always look for the profile, because in interview, if you know that you want to join this particular this particular faculty under this is aligning in your research area, then before going to the interview also you can approach him through email that sir, I am so and so, this is my research interest, and I am coming for the PhD interview on such and such date. So and I have read your research paper. You must go through his or her research profile very thoroughly and see what all research area he is exploring, he or she is exploring, and then you there is no there will be no bad impression if you contact that particular faculty. That will create a good impression on him or her that she or he is interested. So in interview he will ask a specific question, and he will be much interested in you if he or she likes your profile, research profile, or your research motivation. But before that, you must prepare your research proposal and why you want to join that particular faculty. He might ask the question, uh, and if he is interested, he or she is interested, he will like maybe interact with you on email. Okay, so you must check like in each department, and this project allotment, these all things will happen later on in later stage. because once you clear all the the interest examination at the specific institute and department, then after the interview there are some provision that they will ask you the preference of the faculties, okay, under whom you want to join. So to propose those names, you must go through the website beforehand, so that that this so and so faculty is working in my area, my research area, so I am proposing his name, his or her name. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you so
uh,
much.
any other doubt? Anyone? Anyone else have doubt? Okay, if not, then we will go forward. And what are the scope in India and abroad, and what you need to know? How to apply for PhD program abroad? There are two different channel. Either you go for full sponsored, completely sponsored, such as through fellowship and other means, or you go by contacting the but for both channel you need to have you need to contact the guide first. So how you do that? uh, Normally these are uh, in our in India, normally these applications are floated in from July and December, but there they don't have this kind of provision. They have summer and fall. Okay, so for summer normally they start application accepting by September. From September to December, these kind of application will be accepted, and then your session will start by May, April or May. Okay, and for fall, this application will start by May. So normally you have to, if your target is abroad, pursuing your PhD abroad, then you need to contact as many as professors. But do remember that don't copy paste email, like you make a one email and then you just copy paste and send it to everyone, a list of professor. You don't do that. You first, before emailing, you must check. You may kind of you first make a draft. What you need to do, you make a draft email, and then initially you will introduce yourself, your motivation of joining the PhD, then about his research, what is your research area, what projects you have done, and what how you want how you got to know about him or her, so these things you need to mention in your cover letter and your email that you will be sending to in professor of your interest. And along with that, you need to make SOP, statement of purpose. The first SOP, research proposal. These are somewhere they call this as a research motivation. Third thing, cover letter, then CV, then your list of projects that you have done. So list of projects and internship or fellowship about anything what you have done, you can mention that also in your SOP. Okay, and if you are good and good in some sports, so that will also give you a chance to get shortlisted. So do mention about your sport activity, and if you are champion in some sport or you have got rewarded or somewhere, so these things will support your application when you are applying for PhD abroad, or PhD or MS masters abroad. This will help you. So how to apply? First and foremost thing, you need to prepare a list of faculties. Okay, you prepare Excel sheet in which you write the the area of interest, based on your area of interest, you shortlist some of the faculties in different institute. Okay, and then you prepare a list of name of your faculty of your interest, then the email, then institute, then department, his area of interest, then you make a few column, like when you send him or her first mail, then second mail, third mail, you regularly follow up, but your follow email should go a 15 days gap. Okay, you might have to send many cold email, like you will send email, you won't get reply, but that is the way you get the PhD. You have to apply, you have to email a long list. You might have to apply for around 300 faculties, and out of 300, only few, 5 or 6 will reply. But you don't have to get demotivated. You have to just fight for that one opportunity. Okay, once they have confirmed, then you go and look for the various fellowship program, because India also support few students if they go abroad for pursuing PhD, such as Raman Chapa Fellowship, Newton Bhabha. There are many PhD fellowship is there. So you apply for that based on the consent that you have received from there. You need to get two strong recommendation letter, somewhere three. So these strong motivation recommendation letter, Rico, should be, you should get it from your thesis supervisor. Thesis supervisor means if you have done the thesis, master's thesis project or bachelor's thesis project. So or you have pursued some internship, good internship from the institute for some any short term course, anything. So if the person, the faculty who is recommending you, he must know you from 3 months to 3 months to minimum 3 months, or maybe 2 months, so that he can recommend very good. He could point out very good aspects of yourself, like, because these is recommendation letters matter a lot when you are applying abroad. Okay, so try to manage these 2 to 3 recommendation letter from the professor who know you. What all entrance exams are there? Apart from this, when you are applying abroad, you need to have some English eligibility test. These are exempted for some IITs or NITs. The student enrolled in IITs and NITs, if their IITs or NITs allot them a letter that all the courses were all the courses were conducted here in this institute in English, and the student is also proficient in English, then you might be exempted from the GRE or IELTS. But that is only the case of few institutes, not all global universities. So the channel is GRE. GRE you must give IELTS, IELTS exam, GRE or TOEFL. So TOEFL and IELTS are kind of complementary to each other. Not complementary, like alternative to each other. If you are applying for US based country, then you need TOEFL. If you are applying for European based country, then you need IELTS. Okay, so you must know beforehand that where you want to apply. Okay, and based on that you appear for the examination. These examinations are not tough, these are very easy, kind of moderate. Yeah, but these are GRE's aptitude test. In this they will test your aptitude, logical reasoning, then mostly the like comprehension based questions. So these, and English, somewhat English. But these two, IELTS and TOEFL, are English proficiency test. So these you need to appear uh, if you are going from from here non English speaking country to English speaking country. So for that you need to give this test. Okay, and what all documents you need to prepare before applying for PhD abroad? So these are the documents. how to approach a professor, what all you need to mention in your email. First thing, introduce very formally yourself. Second thing, mention why you want to join there, how you got to know. Mention why you want to join him. Before that, you could answer what is your research interest and what what is your research interest. Try to get a link of your research interest and his area of interest. Okay, and why that particular initiative? Then what are your motivation? Why you want to pursue PhD? So these things you should be clear before in your mind, before applying to a professor, before approaching a professor. So your email should not be very lengthy also. It should be crisp, and all the important information you mention in your email, other and in attachment you to like attach your SOP. In SOP you can uh, keep all the information, but be as professional as possible. Okay, and like mention all the important achievements of yourself, whatever you have achieved in your bachelor's or master's, or in your SRF or GRF position. So that's all was about the gate examination. After gate examination, what all the things you need to do, and what all are what all scopes you have after gate. So if there are any other doubts, if there are any doubts related to this, about gate examination, about PhD interview, about anything, about applying for PhD in India or abroad, you can ask now. And after that, I will start the week 7 session for NPTEL course.
Gigi, sir, can you tell us that what is the good timing to send these kind of mails and like when is
Normally
the
you
बाकी बच्चे?
normally you should email these all things in like working hours. Normally in working hours, working days.
No, sir, I'm asking about the month.
Month
Is there any
you can
particular month?
no, there is no particular month. You can email anytime. But normally when the application starts, even if like if the applications are not out yet and you apply, you email a professor, that also will like then also if the professor is interested in your project, in your like if he's kind of likes your proposal, then he will suggest you, or he will keep your name in his mind. And then when you go for the interview, then he might guide you whether this particular position is open in my lab or somewhere. Like if you are not shortlisted, if you are not shortlisted for PhD in this academic year, he might extend you, he might welcome you in some of his project. If he has any project, he or she has project, then he or she might welcome you in that project as a project kind of a project assistant or something like that, or GRF position, anything he might offer you. And then if your progress is good, then he might offer you a PhD position in his lab. So that will give a good preference. So there is no kind of good month or good date. You just if you want to start today, you just start today. So don't wait for any kind of a muhurat or something. Okay.
And sir, for the fellowship abroad, first we have
Mhm.
to, get selected in the institute and then we can apply for a fellowship, or is that we apply for a fellowship hand in
Both
hand
are
with the
true.
application?
Both are true. You can apply. You can get shortlisted and you get enrolled in some institute, and then you can apply for fellowship, or based on your consent with the supervisor, if you have selected, like if you through email, if one professor is for some of the fellowships such as Raman Charpak, Newton Bhava, then JC Bose, and different fellowship. These fellowships require collaboration kind of thing, like in which you must have a professor's name and the recommendation letter from him that, well, this person will be applying for this fellowship and I recommend him. So like that. So for that you need to get even before getting enrolled in some institute, you may contact with the professor and get a recommendation letter from him, and then you can upload that recommendation letter in your fellowship program. So and once you are selected for the fellowship program, so based on that fellowship, you can apply for that host institute from where you have got this recommendation letter. Okay, so these are the kind of channels. So both channel are true. You can get enrolled in any of the channel.
So one last question, if I'm not disturbing you.
Yeah,
Sir,
no problem. Yes, yes.
yeah, last question is, sir, recently I got a pamphlet or of something that was like
Mm-hmm.
an IIT was doing an exchange program with
Mm-hmm.
a university abroad. So it was
Yes,
like
yes.
that 1 year or 2 year we would stay in India, and then based on our performance, we would also be exchanged to abroad city
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
based on
That is
our.
that is that is that is applicable to all of the IITs. Like all of the IITs, they have the MOUs with like universities abroad. So how they do? Like when you are enrolled in institute in IIT, in some of the IITs, ISC, and some of the good universities also have this kind of collaboration. So how they do? These are either they are kind of exchange program or they are sandwich program. So how's the or the joint program also. In joint program, how they do, like the while getting selected in your host institute itself, you apply for this joint PhD program, and the collaborator institute will review your application form, and then if you are selected, your PhD degree will be awarded from the both of the institute. On your degree, both institutes name will be there. So that is true for all of the IITs. For that, you must get enrolled in some PhD program, and from there you search for the opportunity, this kind of opportunity, and that all things depends on your PhD supervisor also. Okay, if your PhD supervisor allows you this kind of opportunity, you can definitely go for this opportunity. Okay, that totally depends on where you are enrolled, like how your relationship with your supervisor is, and how and your like institutional collaboration also. Because
Okay, sir. Thank you.
in that kind of scheme, you will have the guides from both institute, in your host institute also, and in your abroad collaborator institute also. So when you are in India, that Indian supervisor will guide you. When you are abroad, your abroad supervisor will guide you, and in your review panel, all supervisors and your DC committee will be there. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for this session, sir.
welcome. So anyone else want to ask the question from this like PhD entrance? Any query? If
So I like
yes, yes,
PhD
yes,
doing
Arun.
in CMFRI. What was the purpose? I will follow this.
CMFRI. This is CSR Institute, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
CSR CMFRI. So normally, like in CSR Institute, you need to have the CSIR valid CSR score, and if you have cleared CSIR JRF, then you can apply. And for some of the for some of the CSIR Institute, they also like kind of offer this ACSIR fellowship. So in this ACSIR fellowship, like based on your gate score, you can also get the stipend there. Okay, so for that, you must have a valid CSIR score, and then you enroll, like you apply for that institute of your interest, and then the application process is the same as you apply in the gate, like you apply in the IITs or CSIR lab anywhere.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any anything else? Anyone have question? If not, then I will move to the session of this week 7 of week 7 of biochemistry course. So as you all the all those who are enrolled in this biochemistry course NPTEL program. So ma'am has discussed in week 7. Uh, week 7 was mostly about the lipids, membrane lipids and transport proteins, transport channels and all. So in there, she discussed these concepts, the structure and function of lipids, then nomenclature of fatty acid, physical and chemical properties of fatty acid, phospholipids and its classes, exploring the structure of function and glycophospholipids, then properties of lipid bilayer, membrane fluidity, movements of lipid inside membrane, then steroids, structure and properties of cholesterol and fluid mosaic model. Then she discussed classes of membrane transport, carriers and channels, then hydrophobicity plots, then types of carrier proteins such as uniprot, simprot, antiprot, then active and passive transport and thermodynamics of membrane transport. These topics were covered in lecture number 13, 14 and 15. There were total 3 lectures in week 7. Now, based on that, I have prepared some of the question. Uh, okay. In I have not kind of erased the correct answer. So yeah, let me. Okay, answers are already declared here. Okay, let me go through the questions. No, not to worry about the answer. So, integral proteins are also known as the which the answer is already here transmembrane protein. Can somebody tell me why these are called the transmembrane proteins? Why not glycosylated proteins, bilated proteins, or intrinsic proteins? Anyone? Why integral proteins are known as transmembrane proteins? Anyone? Anyone would like to answer this? Okay, so these are called as integral protein. Why? Because in your transmembrane layer, so these integral proteins normally span across the membrane. These are the integral proteins. Means these are integrated in the channel. This like lipid bilayer, and they kind of transfers from your outer side to inside, outer cell to extracellular to intercellular. So that is why these are called the transmembrane proteins. Now the next question is sphingomyelin usually consists of which? Phosphocholine, monosaccharide residue, oligosaccharide residue, and sialic acid. Can somebody tell me the structure of sphingomyelin? What is the 3 different uh, composition of sphingomyelin? Anyone? Anyone would like to answer? Or wait, I would like to correct all the slides and then I will start presenting. So wait for some time. I hope my slides are not visible now, and I will keep this alive after some time. Wait. Yes, I am back. So please confirm whether my slides are visible. Is it visible? Are my slides visible? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next, this question we had discussed. Sphingomyelin usually consists of which part? Phosphocholine, right? These are the factual questions to remember. Now the next question is which of the following is are the function of plasma membrane? Your statements are regulate the fluidity of overall membrane to protect the cell interior from the environment or selective export import of the molecules ion gas. Which of these are the function of plasma membrane? Options 1 and 2 only. Option B 1, 2, 3. Option C 2 and 3. Option D 2 and 1 and 3. What is your guess?
Option B, sir.
Option B. Very good. Plasma membrane is for all three purpose. It regulates the fluidity of the cell over of the overall membrane. Then it also protect the interior from the outside so that there is no kind of exchange. If the cell membrane interrupts, plasma membrane in like a kind of egg burst out, then that means the cell has died and its content has exposed to the environment. Now, it also because it is closed environment and it is partially charged, so it selectively export or import molecules, ions, or gases. Okay. Now the next question is transmembrane proteins are composed of dash amino acid which interact with dash groups of membrane phospholipids. What is your answer? Transmembrane proteins are composed of dash amino acids.
Option D, sir.
Option D.
D.
Okay. Anyone else want to answer? Or all are like kind of okay with option D? Any other option can I have? One is for option D. Any other answer? These are normally hydrophobic, which is correct in your case also, and they interact with like which interact with the groups of membrane phospholipid. These are the fatty acyl, not fatty acid. In so option B is correct here. Okay. Now coming to the next question, which among the following is not true about the mechanism of transport through the cell membrane? Okay. Options are passive transport is a spontaneous process. Option B, active transport requires energy for transportation. Option C, passive transport is a unidirectional process. Option D, active transport occurs against the electrochemical gradient, which is not true out of four statement.
Option C.
Option B.
Who all are there for option B? Option B one has said. And who is for other option? What
Option C.
other option? Option C. Okay. So there are two voting, option B and option C. Anyone else has the option? The question is regarding which is not true. Can I have another options or they want if anyone else want to select out of these two options?
C, sir.
Option C. Okay. Anyone else? So option C we have two vote. Anyone will go with option B? Okay. The whether so you have already exempted this option A, means you already know that passive transport is a spontaneous process. That is true. Active transport occurs against the electrochemical gradient. That is also true. What do you use in active transport? How active transport is being facilitated? What do you require?
ATPS pump.
ATP as a energy, right? You require ATP hydrolysis energy, and from that you use to transport the molecule against the electrochemical gradient. Okay. And what are passive transport? Passive transports are that are being the molecules that are being transported like in the direction of electrochemical gradient. Okay, or in the direction of chemical gradient. Okay. So, and the confusion is regarding B and C. Now the active transport require energy for transportation. If you if you are telling that option D is correct, because an active transport occurs against the electrochemical gradient, that means this is uh, also correct, because active transport require energy for transportation. This is also correct statement. Now the only left option is passive transport is a unidirectional process, which is not true, because a passive transport may occur uh, like uh, like in kind of some channels are there in which one molecule is being transported in the gradient, and another based on that facilitation is being done to transport the another molecule. So it is not a unidirectional process. It might be like both direction. Okay, so option C is incorrect here. The answer is option C. Now the next question is, all aerobic organism requires dash to produce the basic energy by generating ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, by ATP synthesizing enzyme called dash through a process called dash transport. So out of these four options, which is correct? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Which option? Option A. You are telling option
Option
A?
A. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Option A
okay.
is correct.
Okay, one vote for option A. Anyone else? Anyone else? The correct option here is option A. This is called electron transport chain. Okay. Now coming to the next question. Electron is transported from complex 2 to complex 3 in cytochrome C after by which mechanism? Q cycle mechanism, M cycle mechanism, TCA cycle mechanism, or Kelvin cycle mechanism?
Q cycle mechanism.
Q cycle mechanism. Anyone else? Very true. What is TCA cycle mechanism?
It is
What is TCA?
tricarboxyl.
Acid cycle,
Tricar.
which is yes, which is related to metabolism. What is Kelvin cycle?
Melvin Calvin. It is related to photosynthesis.
Okay. Yes, in plants, right? And what is
Yes.
M cycle?
I am not aware about it.
Okay, this might be related to the growth cycle. Now coming to the next question. In the transport chain, the NADH dehydrogenase complex is termed as which complex? Complex 4, complex 3, complex 1, complex 2. What is termed as the NADH dehydrogenase complex in electrotransport chain?
Complex 4.
No,
Not
complex 4 is normally like in
there.
that it is terminal electron acceptor, right? So first the dehydrogenases need to be done, like reduction, and that is complex one is called NADH dehydrogenase complex. Answer is complex one. Okay, it is not complex 4. Now the next question is the difference between the membrane carrier proteins and membrane channel protein. What is the difference? Option A, channel protein can mediate active transport, but carrier protein cannot. Option B, channel protein are synthesized by bound ribosome, but carrier proteins are synthesized by free ribosome. Option C, carrier proteins are glycoprotein and channel proteins are lipoproteins. Option D, carrier proteins can mediate active transport, but channel proteins cannot. What is the difference? Major difference
Option
between
C,
channel
sir.
and carrier? Yes.
Option
Option C, channel proteins are glycoprotein, but carrier protein are glycoprotein, but channel proteins are lipoprotein. Why do you think so? Here the main difference is option D, which is regarding carrier proteins can mediate active transport, but channel proteins cannot. Why? Because channels are normally these are operated normally in the electrochemical gradient. That is why you have sodium channel, potassium channel, and others. So these cannot, if you have a particular channel that cannot mediate through active transport, but carrier proteins can mediate active transport. Okay. Now the next question is, in the complex 2 electron transport pathway, electrons are delivered from dash to the dash pool via dash that is reduced. There are four like four blanks, from which to which to which is reduced. So any guess? What is complex 2, by the way? If you remember.
Option D, sir.
Option D. No.
Cyto
Option D. Option cytochrome B is complex 3. Cytochrome BC1 is complex 3. Complex 2 is succinate dehydrogenase complex. Okay. So electrons are delivered from the succinate to quinone, okay, which is being adapted by cytochrome BC1, and then the reduced one is flavin adenine dinucleotide. This is being reduced, okay, which is called FAD. Okay. Now the next question is, a charged species, the unequal distribution across the membrane generates a electrical potential. Which is the free energy change given by? What is the free energy change equation? Whether you call it delta G or delta mu, anything, what will be the expression for it? Delta G is equal to RT ln C out by C in plus the Z delta ZF delta psi, or delta G is equal to RT ln C in by C out ZF delta psi, change in potential energy, or delta Z is equal to R ln C in by C out plus ZF delta psi, or delta G is equal to RT ln C in by C out minus ZF delta psi.
Option D.
Option B.
D.
Normally, the delta Z psi phi, this tells us that the unequal distribution is normally being charge is being added. Okay, so your first statement is correct. This will be from in to out. So like charge equal, the free energy will go from the in the reciprocal you have C in by C out, but your charge term will be added, not subtracted. Option B is correct here. Okay. Now the next question is the cytochrome BC1, which is complex 3, contains zinc and sulfur, iron and sulfur, iron or zinc, iron and zinc, and iron only. In this, which metalloprotein? Cytochrome BC1 is which metalloprotein? Which metals is contained? What kind of cluster it makes? Cytochrome BC1. In the last options also it appeared somewhere, if you remember. When I was talking about the site, this electron transport chain, the complex 2. In that question also it appeared which kind of metal cluster is there. Any guess?
Option C is
Iron and zinc? No. The normally in this, if you have given attention to this, normally it is FeS cluster. FeS cluster means iron and sulfur, right? So cytochrome BC1 normally contain FeS clusters. Okay, option B is correct here. Now the next question is Na plus glucose import. Okay, Na plus glucose import is an example of simple diffusion, transport mediated carrier protein, ion gradient driven active transport, or ion ABC transporter. Which kind of import it is?
Ion gradient driven active transport.
Okay, very good. Yes, what you do this here, you transport Na plus against the gradient, and based on that energy you transport glucose inside the cell, right? So it is ion gradient driven active transport. Very good. Now the next question is oxidative phosphorylation takes place in where? Thylakoid, mitochondria, hemoglobin, or chloroplast?
option B.
Option B. Very good. Yes, it is it occurs in mitochondria. And what is called as the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria.
ATP.
Powerhouse of the cell is where the ATP synthesized, and ATP synthesized in mitochondria. Now the next question is phosphoglyceride are composed of option A unsaturated or saturated fatty acid links to phosphate to which glycerol is attached. Option B unsaturated to saturated fatty acid links to glycerol to which phosphate is attached. Option C only saturated fatty acids linked to glycerol to which phosphate is attached. And option D only saturated fatty acid linked to phosphate to which glycerol is attached. Which is correct option here? What are phosphoglyceride and what are they composed of? Yes. Any guess?
Option B, unsaturated saturated fatty acid linked to glycerol to which phosphate is attached.
Very good. Yes. Phosphoglyceride normally composed of glycerol. Then it on one side phosphate will be attached and glycerol will phosphate will be attached to alcohol on one side, and glycerol will be attached to two fatty acid which may be saturated or unsaturated. This will be linked to the glycerol in one side, and another side phosphate and alcohol will be attached. So that is why it is called the phospho means phosphate, glyceride means glycerol, and then fatty acids. Option B is correct. Now, question number 16. Non-polar amino acids are distributed mostly in options are catalytic side of globular protein. Option B, surface of the membrane protein. This is regarding the hydrophobicity. Surface of the globular protein and catalytic side of the membrane protein. Where the non-polar amino acid will be found mostly?
Surface of globular protein.
What are globular protein? Normally, non-polar protein means they need to be appear somewhere uh, where they don't have to interact with water, right? And these are mostly distributed on the surface of membrane protein. Okay, because the membrane protein surface is hydrophilic tail, hydrophilic head, and hydrophobic tail. So on the hydrophilic head, the non-polar amino acid will be saturated, distributed.
So, what about the albumin or albumin which is dissolved in the plasma, which is water in the sense? So, is not the membrane or surface of the globular protein, that is albumin, interacting with the water as well?
No,
Am I?
but if on the if you are talking about the HSA or BSA, buoyant cellular albumin, because these are the globular protein, if they are in the water, then if on the surface, if non-polar amino acids are there, they will be imposing the hydrophobic contact, and like because non-polar amino acid will not interact with water, so mostly they will be inside the pockets, not on the surface, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, no, because the question is about non-polar. Because globular protein, the surface of globular protein will be exposed to the environmental water, like hydrophilic situation. So on the surface, you will find hydrophilic amino acid, like polar amino acid, which will interact with water. So non-polar will be inside the cell, inside in the like hidden on in the core. In the core, you will find non-polar amino acid. But if the question was about polar amino acid, then it will appear on the surface of globular protein. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was the trick here. Now, this is all about the question that I had prepared. Now let us go to the slide, the questions that was there in the assignment, and I could see some of the questions in the discussion forum. Okay, that somebody had raised the question regarding this. Yeah, in the discussion forum, I could see one question here. Question number 13 from assignment 1, K. Reddy Komarati. I have googled the fluid mosaic model. I could get the same picture that you have given the question number 13. Please check the option provided. As far as I know, the part provided in the question is integral protein. Unfortunately, it was not shown in any of the option. Could you please look into it and what's needed? So what was the question? Question number 13, first of all, was not related to this. Question number 13 was something else. It was regarding the potential difference. But I think the person was talking about question number 8. In question number 8, fluid mosaic model was given, and you were asked to identify P, Q, and R. Where is P? P is this. Q is this. Q is this. Okay, and R is this one. So R is obviously protein channel. Okay. P is here. Yes, it is integral protein, but it is not in between. So it integral protein may be termed as the peripheral protein. If the option is not given here, then also the option B is correct. Option A is correct here. So which is correct? This is peripheral protein. So yes, I totally agree with your point that this is an integral protein. So fine. If integral protein is not given, then you can mark this as a peripheral protein. Okay. Now the next question in the discussion forum, if I see, was about week 7 assignment. The question is, dear sir or ma'am, I have a doubt about the week 7 assignment 15th question, which says that membrane is more permeable to K plus ion. And the K plus ion gradient favors the diffusion out of the cell. I think K plus gradient favors the diffusion into the cell. Correct me if I am wrong. If I see what is the just to clear your doubt, what is the potassium gradient around plasma membrane? See, many ions have concentration gradient across the membrane, including potassium, which is high concentration inside and low concentration outside. Okay, so when you have high concentration inside and low concentration outside, so electrochemical gradient will send the ion from inside to outside. Okay, so if we are judging that, then this statement will be wrong. I think the gradients will not favor diffusion of potassium ion into the cell, because inside the cell the concentration is already high. Okay, so when the concentration is already high inside the cell, then the gradient will favor the transport of potassium ion from inside to outside. So outside will be the correct one. What was the question again? The question was regarding question number 15. Which of the following best explain why the plasma membrane of cell exhibit a negative charge, negative resting potential? The options, correct option here is given as D, which is the membrane mostly permeable to K plus, which is true because cells does not want to keep Na plus inside and it want to export Na plus outside. However, cells has inside as K plus concentration very high. That is why it favors the gradient diffusion outside of the cell. So option D is obviously correct here, which is the membrane is mostly permeable to K plus and K plus gradient favors its diffusion outside the cell. Is it, am I correct? Or if somebody has doubt over it, over whatever I discussed? Everyone agrees?
Yes, sir, it is right.
Okay. So option number, question number 15 was discussed. Now the question number, if, and let me see if there are many more doubt from week 7. Some error in question number 13 in week 6. This is regarding the week 6. Myoglobin is involved in oxygen transport and hemoglobin is involved in oxygen storage. Yes, that was wrong question. That was the wrong option. That will be corrected by the other set of TAs who are handling the assignment. So the answer, those who lose marks because of this, everyone will be rewarded. Be sure about it. And the question apart from it, from week 7, there was no as such question, I guess. So asparagine charges, Thakkar Tania. Why the asparagine side chain is highlighted yellow, does not have negative charge on the oxygen and positive charge on its nitrogen? This is my question or query. Is Thakkar Tania here? No, she has not joined the session. Okay, so asparagine has oxygen, negative charge on oxygen and positive charge on its nitrogen. Why would it have the positive or negative charge on oxygen or nitrogen? Because nitrogen here is like fully occupied here. If it is NH3 plus, then only it will have the positive charge, and also the it is CO bond, carbonyl bond, and there is no much like more electron on it. The bond is intact here, so oxygen will not have its negative charge. When there will be if there is a delocalization of electrons, such as, let me clear it. Let me make this uh, let me make this one in different representation. If there was some kind of electron delocalization, or here NH2 on n, you will have lone pairs. So if they part in electron this one, so that time this oxygen will have this double bond will the electron will be shifted to the oxygen, and then because of that you will have negative charge on oxygen, because now electron apart from the two lone pair, it also have a pair of electron. Because of that it will exhibit a negative charge, and now nitrogen is having more than its valency, then it will exist as a positive charge. I hope it is clear now to Thakar Tanya. If she watched this recording. Okay, proline has a positive charge. Please solve my query. Chlorine nitrogen has a positive charge. Yes, it will has a positive charge because here the nitrogen is having the like this. See, please explain. Has it lost one of its electron? I could not understand this question, by the way. Because of the cyclization, it is having the more. I could not understand this query. These are mostly regarding the basic questions. So these are not regarding the the problems that was there in the live session. So I will most probably these questions will be answered by other set of TAs who are handling the assignment, the discussion forum. So I will go forward and discuss the assignment problem. Was everyone able to solve this question? Question number 30. Or anyone has this doubt to solve this? How to solve this? Anyone? This was it was asked to calculate the V2 minus V1. And you need to calculate this using the formula. Which formula? You can calculate using this formula, delta mu. Okay, so your formula will be potential it is not taking. Yeah. Okay, and that will be delta mu is equal to RT ln C2 minus C1 plus ZF V2 minus V1. And what you have to do, you have already the question has given you delta mu, and R you know, F you know, T you know. You just need to convert it into the you need to convert all the units in regular format, and then you put in all the information here. Delta mu here minus 9,000 joule per mole. Another one is also in joule per mole, joule per Kelvin per mole. And then you take this millimolar concentration in your like this C2 by C1, and then Z, you know the charge on this is regarding the calcium ion, so Z will be +2, and F is molecular Faraday constant is given here. If you fill in all the details, you will be able to calculate V2 minus V1. The answer that will come will be positive 12.5 millivolt. Anyone have doubt in this question how to solve this? Anyone? Or everybody was able to solve this question? I hope everyone was able to solve this question also. What do B, C, and D represents in this figure? Here, it is like the B is going in this direction, the same direction. So it is a symport. Oh, sorry. Uh, yeah, here only one it is going. So it is a uniport or uniport. Both are in opposite direction. So these are antiport, and D is on the symport side, right? So option B is correct. B is uniport, C is antiport, and D is symport. Any doubt? Answer is available. If there is any doubt regarding any of the question of week 7, you may ask me. You may unmute yourself and ask. If there are no doubt, then I will end this session now. And apart from this, if there are any career related doubt, you may ask me, or any GATE exam related doubt, PhD entrance examination related doubt, that also I will take. And if there are further doubt, you can email me. If you don't have doubt now and you want to ask later on, you can email me. You can ask that in the discussion forum related to the course doubt. And this recording will be available on the YouTube. I have already shared the different previous links which are there in my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel can be accessed uh, using this one. This is my YouTube channel WinBioCV 2022. This is official YouTube channel for my TA session. So I have uploaded all the sessions recording here. So you can watch any of the recording later on if you are stuck somewhere, and for if you are preparing any exam, or for the end semester also exam, you can also go through this playlist. Previous course run was also there, fundamental of protein chemistry, then biochemistry here, and this WinBioCV is my internship which I conduct. Okay, so you can explore the different playlist, and also do subscribe this channel if you have any doubt or query, and you can also join the WhatsApp group. I do ask before conducting the session, I do ask there, and the link for WhatsApp group is given here. You can join using this link. And if you have any doubt, you can ask in the this particular group also. I hope I was able to clear all your doubts, and this session was fruitful for you. And thank you so much. If you have any feedback, you can give it to now, and also the NPTEL team has shared already the feedback form for the live sessions. You can give your feedback regarding us who are taking your live sessions every week on a specified date. So I hope you will join in the next session also. So I will stop recording now, and thank you so much. Any doubts are there?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.